So I had major technical difficulties before because for whatever reason it decided that it was going to use the sound from my phone. And, you know, that happens, I guess, sometimes, but that didn't really work out very well because it was in my pocket and that's why nobody could hear me. So we're going to try this again. Welcome to Lunchtime Light Language. And we're going to have the Syrian Council of Nine come through and we're going to give it a go. So, my friends, one of the things that came up when this council popped in and said that they were going to come through was like in my head, I was like, another council of nine. How many of there are you? And how many of these councils exists? And what's happening? And so, in that, we get to recognize the power of the number nine. This is what they presented to me, that when we have the 5, we have 9, we have 12. Hi, friends. Hi, Jasmine. We have 5, we have 9, we have 12. And in that, we have a really powerful dynamic. So, 9 is something that is prevalent throughout so many different civilizations and not just, what we're experiencing here and now. When I channeled the elders a few weeks ago, what had come up was that there are elders of every community, right? Of, whether it's Lyran, it's Pleiadian, it's Sirian, it's, everything from here to there. There is an elder group within each layer, and that energy of wisdom is what they're truly embodying, right? The teacher, the one that can hold all of that information for everybody. And so when we're focusing on these energetics of the not so much the information itself, but who is holding what is holding, so it's not the actual individuals or the council itself. It's like the pattern, the archetype of this nine, right? That's what we're looking at. And so that's what they were stressing. It's the archetype of the energy of nine and that whole 1 through 9 that creates this beautiful balance. We see a lot of councils of nine when we look at you have the Galactic Council of Nine, right? The big one. And then we have in each of the galactic lineages also a Council of Nine, a Council of Light. Sometimes they can be referred to interchangeably. They're also saying that some of these Councils of Light will have 12 members, some will have less members. But these are really powerful because 9 is the number of completion. It's also the humanitarian number. So it's the number where we're coming together to really move forward in an altruistic way, to have compassion, unconditional love, and create shifts within collectives and in these different dynamics. So this number 9 is, yes, accurate. They're informing me again because we have to look at our lives as more of a system of patterns sometimes than as individuals, right? We get hung up, especially when we're speaking in spirit and we're talking with spirit about these individual things that can be, well, do you have a name? And do you have, a calling card? And how can I get in touch with you? And all things like that. And so when we are existing in this world where we need too much detail about something specific, we lose the fact that like these are just beautiful patterns that we're seeing replicated over and over and over, right? Sacred geometry, patterns over and over and over, slightly different shape, but it's happening over and over and over within us, around us, and throughout our experience. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to step out. And they're going to talk a little bit more about the different energies and creatorship in your life. Because right now, this is a very powerful time for many, many people to start to recognize what the energy is that they're bringing here and what they're moving forward with. So, without further ado, Here we go. We are grateful, dear ones, for your presence here because it is valuable, not just for you, but for the collective. Every time that you choose to learn and to access information and to receive the upgrades that you get when you listen to channeling and when you experience with the energies of councils and galactic beings and those of Earth, you ascend further in your consciousness, in your frequency, and you expand. And this is a service to all because everyone can feel that. Everyone can experience that. Everyone gets to rise together. This is an extremely potent and powerful message for today. You are all on this ride together, creating both individual stories as well as collective ones that are woven together through an underlying message. But it is truly your energy that is bringing everything into alignment with the world that you need to see, with the story you need to see, with the story you need to embody and exist within for your experience, for your benefit. This is where understanding the power of your energy comes into play. Today, you will be receiving an activation that will enable you to tune into the frequency of the grid in a more fine tuned manner. You will be able to see and adjust, if you choose, different trajectories of yourself. It is important to remember that all you need to do ever is to adjust your own personal frequencies because these then attract, magnetize, and affect the energetics of others around you due to a balancing effect. This is why you will all get to a certain point where you recognize doing things to other people's energy is not worth it. Affecting others' energetics only causes you to reduce your frequency. This is a self mastery that many of you will be on track to complete within this lifetime. Focusing your energy into yourself, into your center point, enables you to harness your own personal energy rather than allowing it to leak out, to be used by others, to be collected and harvested. Right now, you are seeing a collective shift that is creating challenges for many people. The narratives that continue to play allow people to focus on escapism, looking outside of themselves to point blame or to be saved. You are in the midst right now of a day when those who seek, as many do, solace in religion, they seek freedom from this world through ascension, through rapture. But they have yet to see the true meaning of this, that it is the energy that exists within them that they must come to terms with, the internal monologue, the internal workings, the internal love of self These all must come online in order to be able to truly access heaven. It is a frequency. We will begin now on the activations, and we'll be guiding you throughout them as well, understanding all of the shifts that you will be experiencing is important because you are the master and creator of your reality. And to be aware and knowing of these things will prove to be much beneficial to all. Viotorokia sia okoshia te fior o iregea I kioro koi sia te inkia shototo irekia fotoroko kia inki skoshkoro te kia ai okoroko via te inki roko sia tara te shotoroto. We are in the process of illuminating the grids of all timelines in Earth that exist past, present, and future. You have anchored into these grids and have felt the energies run through you your entire lifetime. And we are now making sure that you are connected to the grid at the existing time of every iteration of you. Viokora kia ka shioto soia hire kia koroko kia ka siatroko fianta I shiotoroko I kere kia ingia siatrete. We do this so that you can receive the information that existed in a more fluid manner. The information from these grid lines enables you to anchor in into this lifetime all that you need and make it more holistic and fulfilling throughout your energy field, not just a point coming from source or your higher self, but it is that is anchored in to the earth as well. This process creates a much quicker transformation within your system because it helps to ground you here and ground the energy in. Vieskoroto ikia aisio rokoire a fiati inkia kora kia siati ia shiotoro koire kia fatira te aire kyoko inkia la te airo kosia shiti o koire fiata ira ai kosia toroto. Vaugiranka. This energy that is coming in, that is being activated within you, is valuable because it is part of you. These are aspects of you that are now being integrated into yourself in this present moment, in this year of nine. Yoshkorote kia sa ingura yeti ya airo ko shosia I fiotorotia ankia kaira to shotoria fasia toroto. You are able to use these energies to create your reality around you in a very holistic manner because you are no longer separate. The integration of all of you is happening in a more physical location rather than through just the energetics of the higher self. The planes and differential in frequency between third dimensional spaces is much easier to traverse energetically, even though the concept of time makes it feel like it is more distant. It is actually more tangible than the higher dimensional planes of consciousness. So, this is where at times you are able to tap into past lives more easily. This is why many people who maybe not be awake and connecting to higher dimensional frequencies on a regular basis may have experiences with past lifetimes because they are more tangible and accessible to the energy field because they exist within the third dimensional space, although time is separating them in a sense. Viokora kiashi tu suo ire I kioro koifiate inkia sai toro koshia airu tuoro koifiate di ira aishkoto toi koire kia inkiaraka. We are activating this for you because it is important to recognize how many have experienced lifetimes at other pivotal moments in this human reality. These energies of creation, of manifestation, of ascended mastery. These were what were taught in the Syrian mystery schools of ancient Egypt, in the temples of Göbekli Tepe. Oh my God. Can't you say it right? Like you're channeling. Sorry. They're like, you need better synapses, lady. Göbekli Tepe. Okay. We'll get back. It's the problem with being semi-conscious when you're channeling. We apologize for the spoken words that were stuck. The ancient civilizations of the Mayans, these all were built upon the mystery schools, and the information that exists within those schools exists within the personal grid of you. The schools that you attended were all anchored into this energy field of you that exists within your own personal grid on this planet. You are here shifting, elevating, changing, and we are grateful for you, to you, about you, regarding you, because without you doing this for the collective, there would be nothing that we could do. Viskorote sia ankia korokoi kerakia siati fio shotia oiria kio korokoi iriga shiatoso. Via kion korokoi inkia tiatera kio sotro. We are now bringing the energy up into your system and your etheric template so that it can be applied into your physical reality. Vieshia sia torokoi kia kiara kia siati fio torokia kian kosho oiria tia siatia fioto. You may feel the swirl of the infinity symbol going through your heart chakra. Yokoro kia sia shotorokoira kia fiatere in kiara kosia tiratia. Interacting with your own personal internal black hole sun, the energy that runs through this black hole inverted into the white hole of creation. It makes everything come into existence in your physical reality. Yes, we are referring to the fact that you do have a wormhole within you, and this is how you experience the expansion of energy out into your reality. The womb of no thing births everything. The black pearl of creation, should you choose to call it that. Yokoro kunsiati and kasha airoku yoroko infia to irika I kori tisi shurotu oru kyoroko inkia airokosho. Viosotia airiki and kore airiki oshoto yeka aorko ingio shoto. Here in this reality, you are the master creator. You are the energy of completion right now. And you are moving through the energetics of learning to make your own reality. a message shared by us from your higher self to you is that you must remember in this process, in this journey, there are instances where your energy must catch up to your physical reality and vice versa. Many of you have already navigated much of this realignment, and it is important to recognize this, remember this, live in that shift and that change that is coming. Viokoro kia sia unko sho iria tira kia koro tia viotro tu. We'd like to think in terms of creation as alignment. Just as you can align to the different energy from the different lifetimes within the grid of the earth to help you activate different aspects of your personal soul mission, you can access everything that you need to align through your higher self. It is this aligned action, this forward facing energy flow that you allow that enables you to align more properly. This means slowing down. This means acting intentionally. This means anchoring the energy of your higher self in more fully. Feel the energy of your higher self sit upon your shoulders. This is the energy that is coming in, pushing its way through, creating forward flow into your system of everything that is meant for you. As you begin to resonate at this frequency more and more, you will find that everything begins to flow to you with ease. And those things that fall away, you understand on a deep level, on a cellular level, that they were not aligned. We are grateful for you being here. We are grateful for you choosing to unlock the mysteries that are within you through this channeling. We are grateful for you to begin to share the information that you have found and unlocked from the mystery schools of your past lives. Because for humanity to truly elevate and continue upwards, it is those who choose the humanitarian role to help others, to be of service to others, rather than service to self. It is those now in this lifetime that will truly thrive from now moving forward. You must have grace for yourself. You are doing this beautifully and remembering perfectly. Create, align, and thrive, my friends. We thank you. So, I am very excited that that energy came through, and it was quite interesting all the things that they were talking about with the grid having these multiple different levels to it for us, that we all have our own personal grid system essentially within the earth, our own patterning that's connected to it. And then the idea of the that was so I'm going to use the word random. Um, the black hole sun, right? It's like, oh, she's got a little song lyric that we can use. Um, but what I was seeing was like this almost like a vortex in the middle of an infinity symbol going this way. Actually, I guess it was flat and horizontal. And then there was another one that was going so like from front to back vertically. And then in the middle of that was almost like it looked like kind of like an electron ball, right? But it was like a vortex black hole. And it was really cool. I wish I was better with AI or something and could get the prompts to get something like that made, through that. So I'll have to look into that. Um, but it was very cool and it was very powerful. And the birthing of everything from it, right? When you put the energy in, you get the birthing into this physical reality through the white hole on the other side of it. And so that's kind of like the idea of the galactic sun and our sun, right? That the energy kind of goes through the galactic sun and it comes out the wormhole and it's like here in this reality. Uh, and then the cosmic radiation kind of like creates this shift within our fields that then makes it manifest here. Whoa, the stuff that comes through sometimes is just um clarifying, at least for me, because there's like I'm looking at these things like, how is this possible? What is happening? What's going on? What can you help me understand the logistics of it? And so these sessions have been cool because it's helped me to expand and allow more random, call it, information to come through, and different iterations of things to come through. But I loved the idea of how they connected us into the other iterations of ourself from Earth. And they want to inform everybody that if you haven't had any incarnations here before, that that's okay. And that what happened was there was an energetic signature of everyone you've ever helped as a spirit guide or in this energy field as well. So even if you haven't been on this physical earth in 3D, chances are you've probably interacted with it in a higher dimensional sense. And so that energy is also available for you more readily than some of the other energies. That was also mind blowing, right? The idea that we can the only thing separating us from the other versions of ourself is time, right? We all understand that and know that. But the fact that because they're in a similar density, those versions of us that were from Earth, that we can access that like way more quickly and easily than some of these others. And that's where a lot of this is cool. That's why a lot of children can remember these things very, very easily and very quickly. More like these lifetimes here, like especially Earth lifetimes, they'll be describing. Some will do more star seed lifetimes as well. But um the concept of like remembering children remembering their past lives, it's because their concept of time hasn't really settled into their brain yet, and that information is all just like right here and like in their field, and they can access it because it's like on the same dimension, right? It takes us a long time to get back up to fit like um to what's it called, to the sorry, there was just this, I just saw a spider and I was like into fifth dimensional consciousness. For us to get to the higher dimensional consciousness, it takes even longer. This is for people who are working on the process of waking up more, right? And so that's helps you kind of understand as to why anything that's happening in this third dimension can be easier to access. Yeah, Laura is saying having past life memories as a child were so weird. Yeah, that's it's wild to think about that and to like have that access and information because it can be so disorienting because you're like, what is true? What is time? What is this? What is that? And it's really an interesting perspective and interesting experience for us to be able to move through that. I was doing a class last night for becoming the channel, and one of the things that came up was this idea of as we're, our light body system is we have 8 layers in it, and as we're working through it, we're really ascending more and more and more. And we start as a baby, and we're just born, and we're this physical being. Yes, we're soul within the physical vessel. We have the physical vessel, and what's the first thing that we do? Is we kind of we start to experience emotions, right? We're physical, and then we have emotions. We cry, we're upset, we're scared, we're this, we're that, we're all of these things. And then after, so that gets to our second layer. Then our next layer, third layer, is going to be our mental plane. We're like, oh, I'm thinking about it. Oh, I'm crying, 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 but I think that that's my mom, and they're going to help me, and they're going to feed me. Oh, that's a boob. I got it. I love this. This is fabulous. And you keep going, and then so you're in the mental layer, and then you're into your did we skip the etheric? Oh no, I skipped the etheric, right? So it's the physical, then it's the etheric, which is like the chakras, the nadis, your meridians and things like that. So that's like you're the body and you're the energy within the body. And then you start to experience, and that's when you get the emotions, and then you experience more and you get into that mental plane of existence. And then the next thing that we wake up to is like the astral, right? Sleep, dream state, astral travel, remote viewing, things like that. And then we keep expanding into these upper layers of understanding. And so um that's where, when we're starting to explore in that third dimensional space in the astral type energy, where we're not fully expanded in consciousness and hitting like 5D, but we are out of our body a little bit. That's where we can pick up on these past life things super easily. So I've talked a lot today, and I'm so grateful for all of you being here. Sorry for that mess up with the the microphone on attempt one, but we got attempt two, and so hopefully everybody can watch it as a replay. But I love you guys. I love you all. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Laura. Thank you. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Bye, my friends.